Eddie, a 3-2 victory over Grantham Town yesterday. I actually couldn't make the game, so if you could just give an overview of how the game unfolded, please, that'd be great.
Yeah, obviously we started quite strong. We probably had about 70% of the possession, and all of a sudden after 9-10 minutes, we're one goal behind, one error, one goal, and we seem to be punished for it. The rest of the half was pretty much both teams sort of negating each other out. We went in at half time 1-0, change of formation. We went 2-0 down. And then Grantham changed the way they play. I mean, they've got one particular way of playing, which is wherever the ball is on the field, narrow the pitch up, hit Smithy, big Greg Smith, who either holds it on, brings midfielders into play, or flicks it on to a couple of quick wide players, and they're in. But they took him off. So that negated the way they play. They had no plan B. And instead of us now having to worry about them, we actually started to play some lovely football. Denny was outstanding all game, got us a penalty, scored the penalty. 3 minutes later, Bullis scores an absolute fantastic header. He'd just missed one previously, a header from a corner. And then again, another wide delivery. He loops it over the keeper this time. Great goal. And then probably the goal of the game was 3 minutes later, Andy Norfolk finishing again, ball delivered in from wide, really good finish into the corner of the goal. 3-2 up. We've gone from 2-0 down to 3-2 up in 6 minutes.
Yeah, you've analysed the three goals there, and they all came within sort of 5-6 minutes. Must have been chaotic for you on the sidelines and chaotic for the players on the pitch, but it does just show that character that we've got within the squad to come from 2 goals down to 3-2 up.
Yeah, we've always known it's there. It's having that belief that you can do it. 2-0 down, they changed the way they play. They tried to play, which isn't their game. They're long ball to Smithy, and we start to play, use the width, and we start to get in behind. I mean, it was 3-2. We could have scored a couple more. We had a lot of opportunities coming from wide areas, getting past the fullbacks, putting balls into the box. We could have, we could have had a few more goals. But the pleasing thing was that belief that once we'd scored that penalty, we were going to go on and win that game. That was the belief, and you could see it in the players, and it was superb. Fantastic.
But equally on that belief to get back into the game, it shows the character yet again of the squad to hold on for the last 5 minutes plus injury time and ultimately see the game out and get the 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, Itchy made a great save in that last few minutes to keep us, 3-2 up. Dicko made a very composed stop on the line. No panic. He stopped it and then played out from the back. It was a good performance once we'd got our heads in the game. It was.
And how much of a relief do you think it was to you and the boys after having picked up 5 losses in a row to put an end to that losing streak? They must have been delighted in the changing room afterwards.
They were delighted in the changing room, and rightly so. Rightly so. It's one of those. It's another one of those games. If we'd have lost that game 2-0, we'd have been sat here saying we've lost 2-0. We've made one mistake. They made. Their second goal was a good goal, by the way. They good passage of play, delivered in, headed in on the 6-yard box. It was a good passage of play. It was a good goal, So you think to yourself, one mistake, one good goal. But apart from that, we actually played all right. It would have been another one of those frustrating days where you think we did all right. Why are we losing? Why are we losing when we're doing all right? But that the performance, certainly in the second half. I mean, Dicko had a shot early on in the second half, which set a momentum within our players' minds. You could see we had a belief that we could go on and score here. And I think there's lots of factors. One, we had 19 at training this week, and all of a sudden we've got a selection headache. You've got you started with one formation, but you prepared the players before they went out that should we ask for a change, they will change within the current structure. With no substitutes, we will change within that current structure into a different formation. They understood that and they did it fantastically. Getting people into the box, we were breaking into the box at times. With Barkey was breaking into the box. Dicko was, George, Ali, Denny. We were getting players in the box to score goals, and that was the key thing.
Yeah. You briefly touched on George there. Joined on a season-long loan this week. You gave him the start today. How did that deal come about, and how pleased are you to see him return to the club, having featured for us last season?
Well, we had the opportunity to take George about a month ago, to be honest, and I made the decision at that time. It was probably a little bit too early for us, in the fact that we had so many injuries. If I'd have brought George in, it'd have meant George would play, somebody would leave, and maybe George would go back to York, and we'd then, not only have we lost George, we've lost a player that that is a Bridlington Town player, and with the injuries that we have now, that we're coming through those injuries and we've got people returning, actually was the right time to bring George. So I'm good friends with Darren Kelly, who's the chief exec at York. Between me, him, and David Stockdale, we made the deal happen this week. It wasn't easy, paperwork bouncing backwards and forwards all week, but we made it happen, and we got him across the line at 4:20 on Friday to be able to play. And George played 90 minutes, and I'm not going to lie to you, it made a difference.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just a word on his performance. How do you think he did out there yesterday?
Brilliant, made a difference. He was quick, lively, getting down the sides of players, putting balls in the box. It was a good performance. We need that week in, week out now from him.
Yeah. Just on a less positive note, Lewis Dennison obviously scored the penalty to get us back in the game at 2-1, but then a second yellow card late on in the game. Your view on that incident, and how disappointed will you be to see him not in action against Carlton next Saturday?
I have seen some very, very poor referees in my time in football from, the last 30 years. And I have never seen one so bad as the one we had yesterday. He was incredibly poor. Lewis Dennison was never, ever a yellow card. Never in a month of Sundays. At one stage, one of their players got yellow carded and committed a foul, which was a yellow card. And he said to me and Andy at half-time, I didn't give him a second yellow card. Even though it was a yellow card, I didn't give it in because it's too early to give a red card in a game of football. And he was so poor, and that yellow card for Denny was never a yellow card. How does that, that we miss him for the Carlton game? Lewis Dennison was incredible yesterday. When we changed from two up front to having him up there on his own, he held the ball up, he brought players into the game. He did exactly what is expected of a lone centre forward, and he will be a massive, massive miss.
Moving on then, we've had 3 away games in a row, now going on to 3 home games in a row. How much of an opportunity do you think we have to build on today's result, given how well we have done at Queensgate at times this season? Take the Ashington game, the Liversidge game. It's a real opportunity to move up the table, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's massive. The players, as me and Andy have said to him numerous times, we've done everything we can. We can't, it's down to you now to take it out onto a field and do it. And they did that yesterday. And I think that belief will set them up nicely for the game on Tuesday and the game on Saturday. And I think, when you're training twice a week, a lot of it is about belief, a lot about, the fact that you go 2-0 down, you can still win a game of football with 15 minutes to go. It's massiив belief. And I think, it'll be nice to get back to Queensgate. I mean, the last time we were there, I think, was against Cleethorpes, which was a month ago. It'll be fantastic to get some games back at home. So yeah, I really am looking forward to the Tuesday and Saturday game. Are we at home the week after, or?
Yes, it's Stocksbridge on the Saturday after Carlton.
Yeah, that's it. And then it's Newton Aycliffe, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 3 home games, brilliant. Gives us every opportunity now to build on Saturday, continue that belief, make sure that the players understand that you know, let's cut out that sloppiness. Let's cut out all the bad things of our game and take into it the good things. I must mention as well that Andy Norfolk came on with half an hour to go yesterday, and he made a hell of a difference as well. You know, ultimately, you know, he's getting the ball going forward. He's understanding the game. He made a difference as well. And it was unfortunate, I couldn't bring any more substitutes on because of the way the game was. You know, we've gone from 2-0 down to 3-2, and we're wanting to hang in there with a win.
Yeah, Eddie, really, really well done yesterday, and thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you very much, and good to see the Nottingham branch of the Bridlington supporters there yesterday.
Yes, very good. Thank you very much, Eddie.
Thank you.